Hello guys, welcome to part 3 on how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube using beginner's method. The step that we will learn today is the entire first layer of the cube. Well, you'll have a side solved and you'll have this short T like this on every side besides yellow and white. Okay. To get to the first layer of the cube, you're gonna need to learn cube notation. Have you ever seen something like this up on the screen? Well, this is what you read when you do a sequence of moves called an algorithm. So if you ever see an R, that means it's talking about the right side. If you see an L, it's talking about the left side. If you see an F, it's talking about the front face. And if you see a U, it's talking about the top. And if you see a D, it's talking about the bottom of the cube, the down. If you see B, that's the back. And if you see a 2 next to that letter, that means you turn the face twice. If there's nothing next to that letter, it's just another letter, then that means you turn it clockwise using on that side. So if you see an R2, that means you turn the right side twice. If you see an R with like a little apostrophe next to it, it's called R prime. That means you're going to turn the right side counterclockwise, like this. And if you see an R, that means you turn it clockwise, like this. And same with L. If you see an L prime, that means turn it counterclockwise, so that'd be like this. If you see an L, that means turn it clockwise like this. If you see L2, that means you turn it twice, 180 degrees, like that. And that is cube notation. You'll need that to learn triggers. And this is what a trigger is. It's a 3-move sequence, and you'll need to learn that to do this first layer. So now we're going to learn triggers, a trigger using the algorithms that we just learned, the letters, the cube notation. And a trigger is done by doing an R, a U, and an R prime. That's called a right trigger because you're doing it on the right side. And a left trigger is done by doing L prime, U prime, L. That is a left trigger. And right here, this is when you're going to need to use those. So with your cross on bottom, you're going to find, a white corner piece around the top. So this is the yellow, and find it around this part of it. It can be anywhere right there. And find a white, okay? It cannot be on top of the cube. It has to be right here or here. And so you're gonna look at the color next to it, not the orange right here, because that's on top. You're gonna look to the one next to it, which is mine is blue. So we're gonna move the blue around to the blue side like this, so it has this diagonal line right here. I'm gonna do a left trigger, so that is L prime, U prime, L. And now you have inserted this corner piece right here into the cross. And the colors next to it should be lined up like this. And so now we're gonna do it with another piece. Like, hold on, let me get the, okay. So if we see one, but the white is on the right side, we're gonna match the blue. So we're gonna do it normal like we just saw. So the color next to it is blue. Move it to the blue side again, and it'll have the blue side facing you. And by the way, once you do that, you're gonna make sure the side you lined it up with is facing you. So this diagonal line right here should be facing me. Now I'm gonna do the right trigger, which is R, U, R prime. And now we have inserted that one. This one is is the color next to it is green, the color on top is orange. We just need the color next to it, which that is green. So move the green to the green side, so it's a diagonal line like this. And we're gonna make the diagonal line facing me, and we're gonna do a right trigger because the white is on the right side. So that is done by doing R, U, R prime. Okay, and now this one, the color next to it is red. So I'm gonna move the red to the red side, make a diagonal line like this, and the diagonal line is facing me. So I'm gonna do it, and the white is on the right side, so I'm gonna do a right trigger. And now, once you do it with all four of the corners, this one, this one, this one, and this one, you should have an entire side solved on the bottom, the white side, and a whole layer around it, like this. And as a bonus, you should have, once you have the yellow side, which is the yellow center on bottom, you should see, if you look around the cube, you should see many T's like this, a T like that, a T like this, a T like this, and a T like this. You have one for each color except the white and yellow. And that is how you do the first layer of the cube. The next video in the series is part 4, and that is when you'll learn to do the first 2 layers. Today, you just did the first layer of the cube.